Chosen ones, you are here for a reason. The universe has led you to this moment, this very video, because something deep within you is awakening. You are destined for greatness, connected to a higher purpose that transcends the ordinary. You've felt it, haven't you? That calling, that pull towards something greater. Now it's time to uncover the truth about who you really are. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover will transform everything. Keep listening. The path to your power begins here. There are forces at work in the universe that many of us fail to comprehend. Forces that transcend mere luck, talent, or social connections. Some are marked from birth by these forces, their paths illuminated by something greater than themselves, something that drives them toward a destiny far beyond the ordinary. These individuals, often referred to as the chosen ones, they are carriers of a purpose that is woven into the fabric of reality itself, and to challenge them is to face something far larger than you can imagine. It's not just a personal attack you launch when you go after the chosen one. It's an assault on the very design of the universe, one that will inevitably turn against you. You might think you're just fighting a person, but in reality you're fighting the force of destiny. Throughout history, there have always been those who believed they could defeat the chosen ones, who thought they could strike at them and come away unscathed. But what they failed to understand is the price of challenging someone anointed by powers far greater than themselves. It's a price they would soon come to regret. There are no accidental victories when you target a chosen one. What begins as a calculated attempt to harm them often spirals into a personal unraveling that you cannot control. The universe doesn't just watch passively. It intervenes with a vengeance, ensuring that the very force you try to destroy will be the one that brings you to your knees. The consequences of attempting to harm the chosen one are swift, inevitable, and often far more severe than you anticipate. This is not a game where the odds are in your favor, no matter how much you believe you have everything figured out. When you strike, you not only invite consequences, you invite a cosmic backlash that will... It's not just karma, it's something far deeper and more personal. Something so powerful that it ensures what you put into the world will come back to you multiplied, often in ways you couldn't possibly foresee. The chosen one has an invisible shield of purpose, a gravitational pull that shapes events to their favor, and this is not something that can be tampered with lightly. The universe itself seems to conspire in their defense, placing obstacles and shifting circumstances in such a way that your every move is thwarted, often without you even realizing what forces are at work behind the scenes. And this isn't just about the chosen one having allies in the traditional sense. It's not merely a matter of knowing the right people or having the right connections. The allies that rise to their aid are often unseen, hidden in the shadows, acting. You might think that you've finally got them cornered, only to realize that fate has stepped in, shifting the balance and causing your carefully laid plans to fall apart. These forces that work in the chosen one's favor often do so without them even being aware of it, as if the universe is aligning itself in a way that ensures their success. It could be a random passerby who unknowingly plays a crucial role in saving them, or an enemy with their own agenda who inadvertently becomes a key player in their journey. The more you try to block their path, the more these hidden alliances appear, unraveling everything you thought you had in your control. But the consequences of targeting the chosen one go beyond the cosmic forces that protect them. There's a more personal, internal reckoning that takes place when you seek to harm the chosen one. You expose parts of yourself that you may have spent your entire life trying to bury. The very act of trying to take them down forces you to confront your own weaknesses, your insecurities, and the flaws you've tried to hide from the world. It's not that they're morally superior or more intelligent. It's simply that they carry a weight of purpose that you can't begin to understand. Their very presence forces a reckoning with parts of yourself that you'd rather keep hidden. And in this process, your own vulnerabilities are revealed, often in ways that are painful to witness. Your once carefully constructed facade begins to crack, and you find yourself acting in ways that don't align with your true self. as the pressure of opposing them pushes you further into chaos. The more you push against them, the more your flaws become visible to those around you. People begin to see through the mask you've created, questioning your motives, your integrity, and your leadership. It becomes impossible to maintain the illusion of control, and in trying to tear down the chosen one, you begin to tear yourself apart. Your actions spiral out of control, and the more you fight, the more you expose the parts of yourself you wish to keep hidden. When you finally realize the magnitude of your failure, you won't be remembered as the one who took down the chosen one. You'll be remembered as the one who fell apart in the process, the one who exposed their own weaknesses and became a cautionary tale, a warning to others about the dangers of underestimating the power of destiny. Trying to harm the chosen one is not just an act of personal defiance. It's an act of challenging the very flow of the universe itself. The chosen one's path is not just an ordinary journey. It's one defined by an intricate web of fate, circumstances, and forces that can't be altered by human intervention. The moment you attempt to block their path, you don't just fail, you become part of the system that ensures their success. Your opposition, your plans, your very energy, all of it ends up serving their purpose, accelerating their progress rather than hindering it. It's like trying to put out a fire with gasoline. The more you push against them, the more the flames of their destiny burn brighter. The universe itself seems to rearrange the world around you, turning your own schemes into stepping stones that propel them further along their path. This correction isn't just swift, it's brutal. The universe doesn't negotiate when it comes to fate. It doesn't play fair, and it certainly doesn't allow room for interference. When you try to stop the chosen one, you're not just fighting an individual. You're fighting a force far greater than yourself. And as you struggle, the universe balances the scales, often in a way that feels chaotic and unfair. You might lose resources, allies, or even your reputation, while the chosen one continues on, seemingly untouched by the destruction you've left in your wake. You thought you were in control, but in the end, it's the chosen one who remains standing, while you're left grappling with the aftermath of your own failed attempt to interfere with destiny. As the story continues, you might find yourself questioning the very nature of your struggle. You thought you were in control, that you were the one calling the shots. But as the layers of this journey unfold, you begin to realize something profound. Every step you took to harm the chosen one has led you down a path where the only real adversary is not them, but yourself. This is where the true complexity of this battle reveals itself. What seemed like a fight for power, for recognition, for victory, has turned into a brutal, uncomfortable confrontation with your own inner demons. The deeper you push against the chosen one, the more you expose the cracks in your own armor. It's as if the universe itself, in its quiet wisdom, begins to unravel your carefully constructed facade. The further you go, the more the truth claws its way to the surface. You realize that the pain you're inflicting on them is, in fact, a reflection of the pain you're holding within yourself. Every insult, every attack, every underhanded tactic you've used becomes a mirror, showing you the parts of yourself that you back. And this, my friend, is where the real struggle begins. It's no longer about defeating the chosen one, because deep down you know their path is It's about coming face to face with the darkness within you, the flaws, the insecurities, the need for control, and the fear of being left behind. You thought you could crush them, but in doing so, you've invited a battle into your own heart. A battle that, in the end, you might not be prepared for. It's a painful realization. The more you push against them, the more you push away the very things you thought you were fighting for. Friends, allies, even family. Those people who once stood by you begin to slip away. They sense the toxicity in your actions, the imbalance, the cruelty. And no matter how much you try to justify it, the energy of your intentions lingers. It seeps into the relationships around you, creating a ripple effect that isolates you from those who once supported you. But the isolation doesn't stop with the loss of external connections. No, it seeps into your very soul. The weight of fighting against someone destined for greatness starts to erode your inner peace, leaving you standing alone, questioning everything you thought you knew about yourself. What started as a fight to defeat the chosen one becomes a battle of survival, a fight to reclaim your sense of self in the wake of your own actions. In this darkness, you may find moments of clarity, but they come at a steep price. The more you struggle, the more you see how your own flaws have become the chains that bind you. It's like being caught in an endless cycle of misfortune, where every step forward feels like it's pulling you deeper into the wreckage of your own decisions. You can't help but wonder, was it worth it? As the chosen one continues their journey, you watch from the sidelines, powerless to stop them, helpless to reverse the damage you've done. Every attempt to tear them down only serves to strengthen them, to fuel their rise. What you once saw as their weakness becomes the very source of their strength. They don't just survive adversity, they transcend it. And with each passing day, the realization sets in. You are not their obstacle, you are your own. And this is where the truth becomes undeniable. Your fate is no longer about winning or losing against them. It's about what you've become in the process. The universe doesn't reward cruelty. It doesn't reward arrogance. And as much as you try to deny it, you begin to see that the true cost of your actions has nothing to do with their defeat. It has everything to do with your own unraveling. Every move you made, every step you took to destroy them, has now become a lesson in humility. You thought you were the one shaping the story, but in truth, you were just another character in a much larger narrative. One that has no room for cruelty, no space for bitterness, no tolerance for those who stand in opposition to what is meant to be. You've been fighting against something far greater than yourself, and in doing so, you've discovered something you never anticipated. The battle was never about them. Now, as you stand on the edge of this journey, you might feel the weight of your own missteps. You may feel the sting of regret, the sharp ache of knowing that the path you chose has only led you to this moment of self-realization. And it's here, in this space of discomfort, that the greatest opportunity for growth lies. Redemption isn't a simple thing. It isn't a clean and polished narrative of triumph. It's messy, it's painful, it's uncomfortable, but it's real. And it's here, in this rawness, that you begin to find the lessons you were always meant to learn. You see, the journey to redemption isn't one you control. It's shaped by forces beyond your comprehension, and it's in the struggle to reclaim your soul that you may find the truth of your existence. The fight against the chosen one, which you once thought would define you, will now become the defining moment of your transformation. But here's the catch: it doesn't come with a clear destination. It doesn't offer an easy path forward. It doesn't promise victory in the way you've always envisioned it. What it does offer is something far more profound. An opportunity to face your own darkness, to embrace the parts of yourself you've hidden for so long, and to emerge stronger than you ever thought possible. The truth is that the chosen one's journey isn't just about their victory. It's about yours too. It's about the person you were always meant to be, the lessons you were destined to learn, and the growth that comes from confronting your own demons. The chosen one may have been the catalyst, but the transformation is yours. You will rise from this, not as the villain of their story, but as a person who has confronted the truth within themselves, a person who has faced their own flaws and emerged wiser, more compassionate, and more at peace. So, if you're feeling the weight of this realization, I want you to take a moment to reflect. The next time you find yourself questioning your actions, your motives, or your purpose, remember this: you're not just fighting against someone else. You're fighting against the very forces that have shaped your life, and in doing so, you're being called to evolve. This is the path of truth. If this message resonated with you, if it touched something deep inside, I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Type 77 if you felt the weight of your own journey and are ready to take the next. Don't forget to subscribe to Path of Truth, because the next chapter in this story is just beginning, and I promise you, you won't want to miss what comes next. Together, we will uncover more truths, explore more insights, and continue this journey of self-discovery. Stay with us. There's always more to uncover, and the next chapter is waiting for you. As we reflect deeply on the journey of the Chosen One, it's important to realize that the consequences of opposing such an individual extend far beyond what is visible on the surface. When you begin to truly understand the forces at play, those that influence not just the Chosen One but everyone around them, you start to perceive reality from a whole new perspective. Every action, every decision, every challenge becomes part of a much larger cosmic dance. What might appear as mere human conflict, as simple battles between individuals or groups, is actually an intricate part of a greater, universal in our everyday lives. It's easy to get caught up in the drama of the world. We often find ourselves overwhelmed by the noise of our surroundings, focusing on short-term struggles and the immediate consequences of our actions. This may include conflicts at work, in our personal relationships, or in society at large. These are the things we see, the problems we can touch, and the situations that demand our attention. However, the path of the Chosen One is not just about these surface-level issues. It transcends the ordinary and extends into something far more profound. It's not just about one person's fate or the challenges they face. It's about understanding how the universe operates at a fundamental level, how every individual is interconnected by energies, by forces that we cannot always see or comprehend. The journey of the Chosen One is an invitation to explore those deeper, often hidden dimensions of existence. It calls us to step beyond the immediate and to recognize the underlying lessons that we must all learn in order to grow, evolve, and realize our true potential. The Chosen One's path is a reflection of this larger truth. Their struggles and triumphs mirror the collective challenges that humanity faces, struggles we must all confront in our own way. And as we witness their path, we are also witnessing our own, the obstacles they encounter, the choices they make, and the lessons they learn serve as a guide for us, showing us the ways in which we must all navigate our lives, face our fears, and ultimately embrace self-realization. At the core, this journey is not just about the Chosen One's role in the world. It is a reminder to us all that there are forces in motion beyond what we can see or understand that are shaping our lives, our destinies, and the very course of existence itself. And in learning to align ourselves with these forces, we learn to embrace our own path of purpose and transformation. The path of the Chosen One is far from being a fairy tale. It is not a story where victory is assured, nor is it a journey filled with easy answers and happy endings. Instead, it is a path that defies simple understanding and stretches far beyond human comprehension. The Chosen One's journey is one of constant growth, deep transformation, and an unwavering commitment to a higher purpose. This purpose is not one that can be dictated by the circumstances of the world or the fleeting desires of the human heart. They're guided by something far more powerful and eternal, a force that transcends the temporary powers that dominate our everyday lives. When you challenge the Chosen One, you are not just confronting a person. You are engaging with something much larger, something that cannot be easily dismissed or defeated. The Chosen One is the embodiment of a cosmic force, one that is aligned with the deepest currents of existence. To oppose them is not merely to challenge their strength or will, it is to challenge the very fabric of reality itself. It is a confrontation with destiny, with the intricate and unfathomable workings of the universe. And it is here, in this battle, where the true nature of the Chosen One's power begins to reveal itself. Their resilience, their ability to rise after every fall, is not just a testament to their own strength. It is a reflection of the indomitable will of the universe itself, of the forces that ensure the balance of all things. This is why the Chosen One's story continues to evolve, to grow, and to endure through the ages. Their journey is not one confined to a single moment in time, but rather a tale that is retold in countless ways, with each retelling adding new layers of meaning and depth. Their path is one of constant evolution, not just in the external world, but within themselves. They face challenges that force them to confront their deepest fears, their greatest weaknesses, and their truest potential. With each trial, they become stronger, more determined, and more attuned to the divine force that guides them. The power of the Chosen One's story lies in its ability to inspire and to transform. It is a story that calls us to step outside the limitations of our own lives, to see beyond the confines of our own understanding, and to embrace the possibility of something greater. The Chosen One's journey invites us to tap into our own potential, to understand that we, too, have a purpose that transcends the ordinary, and that within us lies the capacity to rise above the challenges we face. Most importantly, the story of the Chosen One endures, because it is not just their story, it is our story too. The challenges they face, the obstacles they overcome, and the triumphs they achieve are all reflections of the struggles that we, as individuals and as a collective, must confront in our own lives. Their path teaches us that no matter how difficult the journey may seem, no matter how insurmountable the obstacles may appear, there is always the possibility of transformation, of growth, and of ultimate victory. And it is in this enduring power that the Chosen One's legacy lives on, inspiring generations to come and reminding us all of the timeless truth that nothing in this world, no matter how great, can stand in the way of the universe's true purpose. The lesson here extends far beyond the Chosen One, for the real question lies in what happens to those who stand in opposition to them. It's easy to focus on the strength, resilience, and journey of the Chosen One, but there is an equally important narrative to consider: the one who dares to challenge them. What happens to the forces of opposition when they go up against something so vast, so intrinsically tied to the cosmic balance of the universe? Opposition, in this context, is not just a simple act of defiance. It is an engagement with something far beyond mere resistance. The forces that stand against the Chosen One are often driven by fear, greed, jealousy, or an overwhelming need for control. These are forces rooted in the lower aspects of human nature, in the ego that seeks to assert itself, even when it is outmatched by the higher, divine forces at play. When you stand in opposition to the Chosen One, you are not simply trying to defeat an individual. You are attempting to alter the very flow of destiny itself. The moment you challenge them, the consequences start to unfold in ways that are unpredictable and often irreversible. The first shift occurs in the opposition's very nature. What was once a force of confident control may begin to unravel. The universe does not take kindly to actions that seek to disrupt its greater harmony, and when the forces of opposition come into direct conflict with something as potent as the Chosen One, those forces begin to fragment. What may have once seemed like a singular, unified power turns into a series of desperate, disjointed movements, a flurry of actions that lack The universe, in all its wisdom, ensures that those who oppose the Chosen One are met with the consequences of their actions, often in ways that force them to face their own inner contradictions. The opposition is tested, not just in terms of their external strength, but in their very inner resolve. Over time, this confrontation with the Chosen One takes its toll. The forces of opposition start to change, often losing their original sense of purpose. They become disoriented, lost in a cycle of actions that no longer align with their original intentions. The pursuit of power for its own sake, the need to prove superiority, all of these desires begin to decay in the face of something far greater. What is left behind once the dust settles is a trail of broken ambitions and the opposition may have won temporary battles, but in the larger scheme of things, they are defeated by their own inability to adapt, their failure to understand the nature of the true battle they were facing. In the end, the forces of opposition may leave behind only a hollow victory, an illusion of triumph, but no real power or substance. On a deeper level, The ultimate consequence for those who oppose the Chosen One is not just the loss of material wealth, control, or power. The real loss is spiritual. The opposition has been so focused on external victories that they have neglected the internal growth required to align with the greater flow of the universe. By opposing the Chosen One, they set themselves on a path of self-destruction, where their ego-driven motives obscure their ability to grow spiritually. They miss the lesson that the Chosen One embodies, the lesson of surrender, of alignment with divine purpose, of understanding that true power comes not from domination, but from harmony with the universal forces. When the dust settles, what is left behind is a landscape altered by conflict. For the Chosen One, there may be scars, but there is also wisdom, strength, and growth. They emerge victorious, not because they defeated their enemies in battle, but because they remained true to their path and to the greater purpose that guides them. The opposition, on the other hand, may find themselves scattered, their once powerful forces now reduced to nothing more than echoes of a fleeting struggle. What they leave behind is not the legacy of power or influence, but the bitter remnants of their refusal to recognize the deeper truth that governed their downfall, the truth that the universe always protects the forces of destiny, no matter how great the opposition. Ultimately, those who stand against the Chosen One leave behind a history of missed opportunities. They have chosen the path of conflict over growth, of resistance over surrender. In doing so, they become examples of what happens when one's ego overshadows their connection to the greater whole. They serve as a reminder that opposition to the divine plan is not just futile. It is spiritually destructive. The Chosen One, in their wisdom, moves forward on their path, while those who oppose them are left behind, their energies scattered and their fates sealed by their own choices. In the end, the forces of opposition lose not just the battle, but the very essence of what they sought to control, their own spiritual growth and understanding. Opposing the Chosen One is not simply a physical or emotional battle. It transcends those dimensions entirely. The essence of the conflict is much deeper, reaching into the core of your being, your very soul, and your fate. When you choose to stand against someone who is aligned with a higher purpose, you are unknowingly embarking on a journey that ultimately reflects more about your own inner struggles than the external battle you think you're waging. The real challenge isn't about defeating the Chosen One. It's about confronting the demons within yourself that you've been avoiding, denying, or running from. For every action you take to hurt the Chosen One, every thought and intention aimed at undermining their path, serves as an invitation for the universe to reflect that very pain back onto you. The universe, in its boundless wisdom, does not simply act as a passive observer. It is an active participant in the cosmic dance of existence. When you attempt to disrupt the flow of the universe, when you aim to thwart someone who is aligned with a higher purpose, it is not just the Chosen One who is affected. You are, in fact, opening the door for the universe to mirror your own internal chaos and unresolved conflict. You may not realize it, but with every negative thought, every destructive action, you are pulling the threads of your own unraveling. What makes this process particularly dangerous is that it is beyond your control. You may think that you can outmaneuver fate, that you can defeat your opposition through sheer force, cunning, or strategy. But the universe operates on a much grander scale, one that cannot be manipulated or swayed by the ego or the temporary desires of the individual. When you stand in opposition to the Chosen One, you are not just fighting a person, you are challenging the very forces that shape reality itself. And those forces, as powerful as they are not something you can bend to your will. They will not simply allow you to escape unscathed. In fact, the more you try to control or resist these higher forces, the more you invite your own self-destruction. This is why opposition to the Chosen One is often marked by a slow and gradual unraveling. It doesn't always manifest immediately, but over time, the consequences begin to emerge. The internal demons you've avoided dealing with will start to surface. The doubts, the fears, the insecurities, and the unresolved pain that you've buried deep within your soul will begin to manifest in ways that you cannot deny. You may find yourself battling not just the external forces that oppose you, but also the internal storms that grow ever more powerful, threatening to overtake you entirely. It's easy to think of the chosen one as an enemy, as someone to be vanquished or thwarted. But the true enemy is not the person standing before you. It is the internal turmoil and unresolved trauma that you have carried with you for so long. When you choose to fight against someone who is aligned with a higher purpose, you are, in effect, choosing to prolong your own inner conflict. You are choosing to ignore the lessons that the universe is trying to teach you. The chosen one, in their role, serves as a mirror, reflecting back to you the parts of yourself that you have refused to face. And as long as you continue to resist, these parts of yourself will continue to torment you. The battle, then, is not just about victory or defeat in the physical sense. It is a battle for your soul, for your ability to transcend your limitations and face your deepest fears. When you oppose the chosen one, you are not simply trying to hurt them. You are trying to avoid confronting the truth that lies within you, and in doing so, you invite the universe to push you further along the path of destruction, a path that is fueled not by external enemies, but by your own inability to come to terms with your inner self. Ultimately, the journey you take when you oppose the chosen one is not one of power or conquest. It is one of self-destruction. You cannot win this battle because it was never meant to be won in the way you imagine. The universe is not concerned with the petty struggles of the ego. It is concerned with the evolution of the soul. And when you choose to oppose the chosen one, you are essentially choosing to delay your own evolution, to resist the growth that is meant for you. The more you fight, the more you invite chaos, pain, and suffering into your life. The more you resist the divine flow of the universe, the more you perpetuate the cycle of destruction and decay within yourself. In the end, it is not the chosen one who suffers the most, it is you. The journey of opposition is one that leads only to self-destruction because you are fighting against the very forces that are meant to guide you toward your own higher self. Every step you take toward hurting the chosen one is a step further away from your own inner peace, your own self-realization. The universe does not let you escape this process unscathed, and when you look back at your life after the battle is over, you will realize that the true enemy was never the chosen one. It was always you. In the beginning, you might feel like you're in control. You see yourself as the one with the upper hand, the one who holds all the cards. You may believe that your strength, your intellect, or your status will be enough to thwart the chosen one. Perhaps you think that you are the one shaping the narrative, that your actions and decisions will dictate the outcome. But in reality, this is a false sense of control. The truth is, you are not the one writing the story. The universe is, and it has a way of shifting the tides, turning the tables in ways you cannot anticipate. At first, the belief in your superiority may feel empowering. You might think that by undermining or opposing the chosen one, you're asserting your dominance, making a statement of power that will force them to retreat. But what you fail to see in those early moments is the bigger picture, the hidden forces at play. The universe operates on a level that is far beyond human understanding, and it is constantly in motion, shifting and realigning in ways that we cannot predict or control. What seems like a moment of triumph on your part, a clever strategy or an act of strength, is often merely the beginning of a process that propels the chosen one even further into their purpose, their power, and their destiny. Every attempt to undermine them, every action taken to stop them, inadvertently becomes a catalyst that accelerates their journey. The more you push against them, the more the universe amplifies their energy, pushing them into new realms of understanding, wisdom, and power. What was once a small spark may quickly evolve into an uncontrollable flame as the universe begins to align all the elements necessary for the chosen one to fulfill their role. It's not that they are inherently more powerful, but rather that the universe has a way of responding to their alignment with the greater forces of existence. When you act to stop them, you are only inadvertently pushing them further along their path, helping them grow stronger, wiser, and more resolute in their purpose. This is the paradox of opposition. The more you attempt to control, to manipulate, to destroy, the more you contribute to the growth of the very thing you're trying to prevent. The chosen one, in many ways, is a reflection of something much larger than themselves. A force of nature, an expression of the universe's will. And no matter how hard you try to resist or fight it, that force will continue to unfold in ways that serve its purpose. The more you push against it, the more you inadvertently fuel its power, its drive, and in the end, you may find that everything you've done to undermine the chosen one has only served to strengthen them. The universe has a way of turning things around, of using opposition as a stepping stone toward greater growth and understanding. The narrative you thought you were controlling was never yours to dictate. The story was always bigger than your own ambitions, and as you continue to push against it, you will only find yourself caught in the very forces you sought to control. The lesson here is not one of victory or defeat in the traditional sense, but of understanding the deeper currents of life and realizing that no one can ever truly oppose the flow of the universe without ultimately being swept along by it. As you reflect on everything we've explored today, I invite you to engage further with this journey. If you feel that this message resonates with you or if it stirs something deep within, I encourage you to comment 77 below. Let us know you're with us on this path. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to the Path of Truth channel so that you can continue to receive insights and inspiration as we navigate these profound topics together. This journey is about more than just understanding. It's about awakening, transforming, and walking in alignment with your true purpose. Thank you for being here, and remember, the universe always has a way of guiding us toward where we need. This is where the true complexity of the situation begins to unfold. The unpredictability, the forces at play that cannot be anticipated. When you choose to oppose the chosen one, you are not simply stepping into a conflict between two individuals or two sides with opposing views. No, this is a battle that transcends human comprehension. The moment you decide to go against someone who is destined for greatness, you are engaging in something much larger than yourself. You are challenging the flow of destiny itself, trying to alter a force that is unwavering and beyond the grasp of mortal hands. In this battle, your actions may seem like they hold weight, that they matter in shaping the outcome. You may feel empowered, thinking that your opposition can change the course of their story, that your resistance has some say in how things will unfold. But the harsh truth is, the chosen one's path doesn't need your approval to exist or to continue. Their purpose is not dependent on whether you fight them or support them. Their mission, their destiny, is already written in the fabric of the universe, and it will manifest regardless of your interference. As much as you may try to thwart their progress, as much as you push against them, their journey remains unshaken. Your resistance may delay them momentarily, but it will not stop them. The chosen one's path is woven into the very essence of the universe. It is guided by forces that are beyond human understanding, forces that no amount of opposition can. You might feel like you're challenging their strength, their will, or their capacity to succeed, but the truth is, the chosen one is moving with the universe, and nothing you do can alter the ultimate outcome. The chosen one will continue forward, no matter what. Their path is independent of your presence in their story. Whether you try to support them, challenge them, or even ignore them, they will fulfill their destiny. Their journey is bigger than any individual who stands in their way. So when you step into opposition, you are not truly battling the person, but the forces of destiny that are beyond anyone's control. And in this battle, you are unprepared, for no amount of planning or strength will change the truth that the chosen one is on a path that cannot be swayed by the resistance of the small-minded or the fearful. As you push against them, trying to exploit their weaknesses, you fail to realize that every action you take only strengthens them. What you perceive as their flaw becomes the catalyst for their growth. Every obstacle you place in their path only drives them to evolve, to transform into something even more powerful. You believe you are breaking them, but in reality, you are making them stronger, more determined, and more unstoppable. This is the paradox that those who oppose the chosen one must face. You think you're fighting against a weakness, but you're actually fighting against their resilience. And that resilience is not just physical, it's spiritual, mental, and emotional. The chosen one is forged in the crucible of adversity. Every challenge they face, every betrayal they endure, only pushes them closer to their true self. And what of you, the one who has chosen to stand against them? What does that journey look like when it's all said and done? When you've given everything you have to stop them, what do you have left? The truth is, you might lose everything. The universe has a way of removing people who stand in the way of its greater purpose. The more you fight, the more you are consumed by your own negativity, your own bitterness. You begin to lose the trust of those around you. Your relationships start to fray. Your support network begins to disintegrate. In the end, you are left standing alone, isolated, with nothing but the consequences of your actions. But the worst part is not just the isolation. It's the realization that your attempts to stop the chosen one were never about them. They were always about you. The universe forces you to confront your own flaws, your own darkness. You can no longer hide from yourself. Every action you took against the chosen one is now mirrored back to you. Your hubris, your arrogance, your fears, all of it becomes impossible to ignore. In the process, you begin to unravel. Your ambitions crumble. Your plans falter. Opportunities slip through your fingers. The curse you have brought upon yourself becomes all-encompassing, and what you once saw as a victory becomes an endless series of defeats. Your life begins to fall apart in ways you never expected, and you start to realize that the cost of opposing the chosen one is far greater than you could have imagined. This is the true price of arrogance, the cost of contempt. The price you pay when you try to destroy something destined for greatness. It is not just about the external defeat, it is about the internal destruction. It is about facing the fact that in the end, it was never the chosen one you were fighting, it was you. There is a kind of strange grace in this process, though, for even in your unraveling, there is the potential for redemption. The journey of opposition, however painful, forces you to reflect, to learn, and ultimately to transform. It is not a neat, controlled process. It is messy, uncomfortable, and painful. But in the end, it is the only way to heal. It is the only way to face the darkness within you and to emerge, if not victorious, then at least wiser, stronger, and more aware of who you truly are. As you reflect on this, I want you to think about the path you are on. Are you standing in opposition to something greater than yourself? Are you fighting against a force that cannot be stopped, only understood? And if so, what does that fight say about you? What are you truly battling for? Is it pride? Is it fear? Or is it something deeper? The chosen one's path is not easy, but neither is the path of the one who stands in opposition to them. The journey of resistance is one of self-destruction, one where the consequences of your actions are unavoidable. The universe doesn't reward cruelty, and the more you try to hurt the chosen one, the more you reveal your own darkness. But even in this destruction, there is the possibility of redemption, the possibility of self-realization, the possibility of becoming something you were always meant to be. I leave you with this question. What are you willing to face? Will you continue down the path of opposition? Or will you choose a different way? A way that leads to understanding, to growth, and perhaps to redemption. Only you can make that choice. If you found yourself moved by this message, I encourage you to comment 77 below and share your thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe to the Path of Truth channel for more insights, more stories, and more transformative messages. This journey is far from over, and there is much more to uncover. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to continuing this conversation with you. Remember, the truth is waiting to be discovered, and it will change you in ways you never imagined.